Hello guys, you are welcome back again to my YouTube channel. Thanks for stopping by. Today I'm going to be showing you how I made this beautiful shoulder dart bustier blouse. Without wasting much of our time, let's quickly dive into the video. I'll be needing my rulers, my zipper, elastic, chalk, pins, padding, fabric, lining, pattern paper and my scissors. Here I've already cut out the front panel of the blouse. I'll be making use of my basic bodice pattern I drafted some time ago. You can check it out on my channel. So what I'll be doing, I'll be transferring the measurements on the pattern paper directly to the fabric. And as you can see, I've also attached my interfacing to the fabric as well because I want it to be stable. I have just transferred the measurements, the horizontal measurements to be precise, and I've also drafted the vertical measurements. After doing that, I'm going to be transferring my bust span measurement, which is about 3.5 inches, but I added half an inch, so I'm marking out 4 inches down. I drew a line from the chest line to the half length. Now to get the shoulder slope, I'm going to be coming down by 1 inch on the shoulder line. Then I'm going to get my neck width as well. I'll be using a neck width of 3.5 inches. Then I'll be drawing my shoulder slope line, and that's it there. Then I'm going to measure that line and I'll be dividing it by 2 to get the midpoint. I'll be drawing a line from the shoulder slope midpoint to meet the bust point. The next thing I'll be doing is to create a temporary armhole. The front armhole is different from the back armhole. I have a tutorial on that on my YouTube channel. You could also check it out. Like I said before, it's a temporary armhole. I'm just drafting this so we don't get confused along the line. As soon as I create the shoulder darts, I'll be drafting out another armhole. Hope you guys understand it to this point. I'll be coming down by 1 inch below the bust point. I'll also be marking out my cup size measurements. If you have been following my videos, I have explained how to calculate the cup size measurements. On the under bust line is where I'm going to mark my 2 inches and my 1 inch respectively. So I just marked 2 inches there and I also just marked 1 inch there. Then I'm going to transfer the measurement downwards as well. Make straight lines that way. Then get my armhole ruler and make those curves. Of course, I blended that part because the breast is not that pointed. What I'll be showing you next is how I created the shoulder darts. I'll be marking 1 inch on both sides of that straight line. I'll be connecting the darts to 1 inch above the bust point. Remember I had earlier come down by 1 inch below the bust point. So now I'm coming up by 1 inch above the bust point. I'll be connecting the dart line to meet the 1 inch above the bust point, like so. 2 inches have been taken away from the shoulder slope, which I'm going to be replacing now. Let's continue. I'm going to be extending the shoulder slope line that way, marking 2 inches I took out before now. Then I'll be drafting another armhole. Hope it's clear enough. Also note, I'll be marking 2 inches on the chest line as well. Then create another armhole. It's just like drawing another armhole parallel to the previous one. On the underbust line, I marked out 3 inches dart, which I have just replaced. Then I added 2 inches seam allowance. Same with the waistline, which I have also replaced. and I also added the 2 inches seam allowance, after which I connected all the points. On the neckline, I'll be coming down by 1.5 inch, and I just created the design, and that's because it's a bishop collar neck. Then I went ahead to cut out. Now we have the center front and the sides. For the back panel, I still got my basic bodice. I transferred the measurement as seen on the pattern paper. I also took note of the zipper allowance. As you can see, I have the zip budge removed as well. So if you don't know how to remove zip budge, you can check that out on my YouTube channel. There is a little twist on the back panel. Just watch what I will do. First of all, I've just transferred the measurement and I've also added my 2 inches seam allowance. I'll go to my shoulder line to mark out the neck width. The front and back neck width are usually the same. I marked out 3.5 inches for the front neck width. I also just did for the back neck width as well. Then I drew my shoulder slope exactly how it was done for the front panel. I'll be coming down by 1 inch on the back panel. Like I said before, we are going to be making a bishop collar neck design. I'll be dividing my shoulder slope by 2, and I will also draw a line from the midpoint to the bust point as well, exactly how it was done for the front panel. Again, I need to mark out my bust span measurement, which is about 4 inches. I will get my ruler and draw the line all the way down. So from there, that's my bust point. There is no need to mark out cup size, no, because the back doesn't have bust. Rather, we will just put about 1 inch dart, taking half an inch on both sides of that line. So that will be for our dart. Then on the shoulder slope, there is not going to be any dart as well. So we are going to leave it like that. I'm creating the back armhole now. Like I said before, the back armhole is different from the front armhole. If you watch my basic sleeve pattern tutorial, you will understand what I'm actually talking about. Now I'm creating the back armhole. In this case, there is no need to recreate another armhole because we didn't cut out any shoulder darts. Hope we understand. So after doing this, we just connect the points, and I'll also be extending the chest line because I want to remove the zip budge. I'll be cutting out a zip budge of about half an inch. While cutting out, I opened up the zipper area. I also notched the part where the zipper will be, after which I removed the zip budge. Zip budges on dresses, blouses don't make them look beautiful, so it's important you always remove the zip budge. The next thing I did was to cut out the breast part for the blouse. I went ahead to fold the padding into 2 like this, then placed one of the sides on it to get for the 2 sides. It's good you do it this way so that you have equal sides. If you are coming across this channel for the first time, you are highly welcome, and please hit the subscribe button and turn on your post notification bell to enable you get notified whenever I upload new videos. I have just marked out the part to cut out, so it's quite easy. Then trim that part, so it shouldn't be too long. Just a little below the under bust is fine. Now I'm cutting the center front. So like I said, you just fold it into two and cut it out that way. And this is what you have. For the lower part of the blouse, I'll be cutting out a peplum, and see how I'm going to do it. I'll fold my fabric into two that way, then fold it again into four. From that point, I'll be marking out my waist measurement. How do you get that? Your round waist divided by 6.28. So you mark it like that. Then you can either connect with your curved ruler or with your free hand. The length of the peplum is about 9 inches, so I've also marked it that way. I'll be connecting also with my free hand. You can also use your curved ruler. I'll be cutting out now. For the style I want to do, I need some pleats on the peplum. So I won't be cutting out on the actual line you are seeing there. I just came down a little by half an inch. So I'll have extra to play with. And I went ahead to open up one part. For the sleeve, I got out my pattern paper again, then placed it on my fabric to cut out the sleeve. It's not so detailed here. In my next video, I'll be showing you how I made the design on the neck of the blouse, the bishop collar, and also how I designed the sleeve with elastic. Stay tuned for my next video for a better understanding. As you can see now, I have cut out the linings for all the pieces. I have also joined the center front and the sides of the blouse. I joined the lining as well, and this is how you place it. The two right sides will face each other that way. And this for the back panel, you also sew it and put the zipper, and that's also the peplum. I've attached the lining as well. I'm going to fix the zipper now and join this as well. I've just finished fixing the zipper, and I also joined the front panel to the back panel. I'll be doing a bishop collar and creating a design at the front, which I will show in my next video because I don't want this video to be too long. For the peplum, I notched the midpoint, and from the midpoint I created those pleats. After doing that, I remeasured the waist again to be sure that it was my actual waist measurement. I then joined the upper part of the blouse to the lower part of the blouse, and here is how it is. Thereafter, I attached the sleeves, and here is how it looks. This is really beautiful. If you want to hide your tummy, then you can consider sewing this kind of blouse. It's quite easy. If this video has been helpful, kindly give it a thumbs up. If you are a returning subscriber, I appreciate you and I encourage you to keep watching my videos. Do like, comment, and share my videos. See you in my next one, and bye.